Bumba! Bumba! Right, we're ready. There we go. Sorry for being late, people, but we are here. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. And if you're not watching this live, then I'm not really late. You just came whenever you felt like it. That being said, it is Liverpool versus Manchester United. It is first versus second. It's a big game. It's a massive game. And I'm not even talking about, like, because a lot of people... Wait there, actually, let me just check something. Before I continue, welcome to Redmond's Army. Make sure you're smashing the likes and make sure you are subscribed. And welcome to the video. That being said, a lot of people have been asking me, how defining is this game for Liverpool Football Club? And you know what? That's a fantastic question. And the same question has got to be asked to Manchester United. How big is this game for Manchester United Football Club? This is the only way I can dissect it down. If we lose this game, then and Man United win, then that's fantastic for them in terms of their confidence, in terms of going forward in this title race, and in terms of everything else that quantifies Liverpool losing. Obviously, we're rivals and they're happy to see us lose and whatnot. It'd be at Anfield also, so they'd beat our record. But if we win, Liverpool are notoriously known for when it goes bad, we usually get back to doing good again. We usually find our form, especially against the bigger teams. So when I put it in perspective like that to you, how do you expect this game to go? I am kind of unsure. The way I expect it to go is Liverpool to have most of the possession, Liverpool to control the game because we've got the better team. Maybe, you know, they have got some fantastic individuals who can change the game on the slice of its head, like Paul Pogba, like Bruno Fernandes, like Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford. These players can change a game single-handedly almost. But we have got better individuals, even though they're not on form. Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Jordan Henderson, the leader of them all. Thiago's obviously now fit and firing. Obviously, we have questions over the defence, and I will get into the starting 11 prediction as well as the score prediction in a bit. But when it comes to Man United, you've got to be worried about them, of course you do, just with the form they're in. They've got a great away record as well. You can't dispute that. Jurgen Klopp has just had his press conference, though, people, and I do want to let you know about some of the news that he came out with there. A lot of it was just talking about the COVID restrictions, because obviously, I don't know if you saw, but in the Man City game the other night, when Foden scored and they all celebrated in like a huddle and they all hugged each other, they got told off, which that I don't know. Listen, like, these have just been tested 3 times a week for each other, do you know what I'm saying? And now they're hugging on the pitch. They've all tested. They're all positive enough to be able to play on the pitch. Do you get what I mean? Or negative enough to play on the pitch, should I say? And nothing's happened, but yet they're getting loads of grief for hugging and celebrating. And Jurgen Klopp was asked about it. Other than that, though, the only updates we got from the press conference was about Naby Keita and Joel Matip, and he said none of them will be available for this game, which is a massive shame, man. That it's a massive shame. And yeah, man, it's just like one of them things. When you haven't got a Matip in that back line, that's something that you've got to worry about. When you haven't got a senior centre-back, we've got 2 midfielders. And from what he said, it sounds like he's going to start Jordan Henderson. I'm not going to lie. It's not what I do. It's really, really not. But he basically said, Joel Matip, even though he's close to coming back, you know, one problem that we had before was the fact we went into... like, we had loads of games, we had a busy fixture list, and we had so many games in a short space of time. We had to get these players back quick. Now he wants to slowly get Matip back into the team. And even though it's not ideal because we're playing Manchester United, I don't have a problem with that. He's just missed the last training session, and I'm very, very fine with having 100% Matip for the rest of the season than just this one-off game. So I think that's smart from Jurgen Klopp, and I think, you know, with the circumstances he's being presented with in terms of not getting a new centre-back or whatnot, he's doing the best he possibly can. And I don't think he has the faith in Reece Williams and Nat Phillips. But before we continue, let's get into the starting 11 prediction of who I think will start against Manchester United. And people are mentioning in the chat, Brandon, Matip isn't guaranteed to be out, but Jurgen Klopp has just said in his press conference that he's pretty much ruled out for the game, and he's very, very unlikely to play. Naby Keita is ruled out of the game. So for people who are confused on the Matip situation, he is near enough. People are saying he doesn't know yet. I think he's saying he doesn't know yet. The perception I received from when I was watching the press conference was that he's not going to start Matip and he's going to play Henderson, because he even mentioned something. If you go and watch the press conference, he mentioned something about a midfielder starting the game. So whether there's no Matip or not, I really don't see Matip starting this game. That being said, let's get into the starting 11 prediction. The rules for the starting 11 prediction, and make sure you get yours in the comments down below. Make sure you get yours in the live chat. But the rules of this is I'm going for what I think Jurgen Klopp will start, not what I would start, not what other people would do. I'm going purely and solely off what I think my manager is going to do for the game. So as for formation, we'll stick with a 4-3-3 just to make sure that we don't have anything twisted or whatnot. So I'm going to go with that. In goal, Alisson, no doubt about it. Let's be real, mate. Left back, Robertson. I think that's fair enough as well. Now, right back. Now, I'll start Trent, and I think Klopp will start Trent. But I really want Liverpool to start asking questions over Trent if he plays bad this game. And I don't just mean if he gets beat by Rashford once or twice, because Rashford's a very good player. But no player should have a certified spot in this team. I don't know what you think, but that's just my perception of it. And that's just the way I think the game should go. I think Marcus Rashford, as great as he is, I think Trent and the team around him should be able to hold him off when you're on form. Trent hasn't been on form recently. And if he has another bad game, then that means I think we need to possibly drop him for either a James Milner or even a Nico Williams, who was playing well before Trent came back from injury after the City game. So that's my outlook on it. Trent will start this game. I'm fine with him starting this game. I just don't know if that's the best idea for everyone. Centre-backs, I'll go... It's a difficult one. Obviously, if Matip's fit, then you go with Matip and Jurgen Klopp. We'll go with Matip. But as the reason I've just gave you, I think he's going to go with Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. I'd start probably Nat Phillips if you're asking me, purely based on the fact I know he hasn't got the pace to quite keep up with Rashford and Martial. It's very likely he could get caught out. But if you look at all the centre-backs who plays in that right centre-back position next to Fabinho, he's probably played the best type of game. Let's be real, he's actually done all right. Nat Phillips and West Ham, he was fine. And yes, that came against opponents who were in the air and trying to head the ball. And that's the way West Ham played, and it suited them very well. But listen, mate, Nat Phillips, you can only go off what you've seen, and we all know that these centre-backs are not good enough to be in this team, but you've got to go with one of them. And I don't want to go with Jordan Henderson because of everything that you lose in the midfield. So the back five, so the goalkeeper and the back four that I think Klopp will go with is Alisson, Robertson, Trent, Henderson right centre-back, and Fabinho left centre-back. But I go with Nat Phillips over Henderson. As for the midfield three, I'd say Thiago is no doubt he'll play in the six, especially if Henderson plays at centre-back. Gini Wijnaldum will play this game. I'm fairly confident of it. And it's kind of the next midfielder next to Gini and Thiago is a mix-up for me between Oxlade-Chamberlain and Curtis Jones. I'd like to see a little bit of Xherdan Shaqiri because I really do like the fact that Xherdan Shaqiri has been coming on and just showing a little bit of sign, a little bit of promise and a little bit of fight, because that's one thing this squad, especially offensively, has been lacking, just that little bit of quality. And around Thiago and Firmino, them three seem to have a little bit of sauce. So I don't know, I'm trying to think of fun things. I don't think Shaqiri will start though. I'm going to go with Thiago, Gini and Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's getting a few more minutes now. I think Klopp is putting a bit more faith in him. Don't think he started against Villa. He might have, but even if he did, that was last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if Klopp goes, well, do you know what? That can be our sort of offensive player, but I'd like to see Shaqiri. If you're asking me, and then the front three kind of picks itself in Firmino, Salah, and Mane. Obviously, Jota would be perfect for this game, but it doesn't look like he's going to be available. It doesn't look like he's going to be ready till the end of the month, to be fair, Diogo Jota. So that's a shame that Jota would be boss for this game. Let's be really be massive to come off the bench. And speaking of coming off the bench, even though our starting 11 is better than Manchester United's, and I don't dispute that, their squad depth, especially with the injuries we've got now, is undoubtedly better than our squad depth. And it's not, you can have the debate of who's got a better squad when they're both fully fit. I don't know. I haven't saw my squad with a fully fit squad. Do you hear what I'm saying? But for this game alone, they've got Mason Greenwood on the bench, most likely. They've got Cavani on the bench, or he could even start. But you get what I mean. If he doesn't start, then another good player just goes on the bench. And it might not be the squad depth of a Man City or whatnot, but we do need to be careful. And that's one player who I actually need to talk about a little bit, Cavani, because some people don't like him. Some people think he's past it. And you very well may be right. That being said, even though he is probably past it, and even though he might not have a lot left to offer in the tank in terms of pace, in terms of agility, he's getting goals because he's a proper striker. He's a proper number 9, and that's someone you have to watch out for. As a matter of fact, I fear most about Cavani than what I do out of Martial and Rashford, and not because they're not playing well, but in terms of someone who can get a goal out of nowhere, the people who I fear most is Bruno Fernandes and Edinson Cavani. Pogba for creating a goal, not in terms of getting a goal, but for creating a goal, I worry about Paul Pogba as well. Now, where does Liverpool exploit Manchester United in this game? I mean, to be honest with you, like I said, I think we're still going to control the game. I still think we're going to be able to beat their defence. Don't get me wrong. Eric Bailly has done fantastic since he's came in, individually and bringing the best out of Harry Maguire as well. That does not mean I still don't think we can't score against them. We do have to try and get him behind. We need to try and exploit Wan-Bissaka, because Wan-Bissaka, even though he's done better than Trent, I still don't think he's done that great. He's improved, but he hasn't done that great to the point where he's proven he's going to be one of the best right-backs the world's ever seen in the very near future. Definitely in terms of his career, just not at the moment. So that's where I think we do. I also think we exploit Luke Shaw, who I think is going to start for Manchester United. I don't see it being Tejes. I'd be very surprised if it's Tejes, with the fact that I think Man United are going to go defensive in this game, and Tejes is more of an offensive fullback than what Luke Shaw is. It's going to be a good game. A lot of people are saying maybe, see, this is what I was going to say. Some people are thinking it's going to be like a high-scoring game, like a 3-1 Liverpool, 3-2. I've even seen people throw out a 2-2 and whatnot. But then you've got people who are saying like a 1-1 draw and a 1-1 draw. But the reason why people, and I'm kind of in that same boat, like I don't think this will be end-to-end goals galore non-stop. Do you hear what I'm saying? However, even though I don't think there'll be goals, I still think there'll be goals, and I think there'll be 2 goals for Liverpool and 1 for Manchester United. I'm saying 2-1. I don't dispute that they can get a goal. I'm very worried about Bruno Fernandes, not even based on his form, just based on the fact he can create something out of nothing. Because let's be honest, his form's been a bit questionable, like in terms of involvement in games, not in terms of effectiveness of scoring out of his 3 chances. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes his pass is a little bit off. But if he's there running at Nat Phillips, then that's something that I worry about, mate. So that's why I'm saying 2-1. Hopefully, Mini Mane. Where's Mini Mo? Mini Mo is 2 of the players that need to get back on form, man, because without them, we're absolutely fucked. 330 people are in the chat. Shout out to everyone. Let's just hope Liverpool can get this win, people. This will be the end of the preview. I'm saying a 2-1 win. Me starting 11, just to remind you, it's Alisson in goal, Robbo left back, Trent right back, Henderson and Fabinho at centre-backs, midfield, Thiago, Gini and Oxlade-Chamberlain, and then the front 3. Firmino, Mane and Salah, and boom. That's going to be the team that beats Man United, hopefully, on Sunday. But now, shout out to yourselves, people. And before I go, this could be... Do you know what, actually, before I go, let me just read this comment from Shannon James. There is news that Liverpool are contacted the management of Deo Upamecano and also interested in Kounate. I thought this was actually going to be a proper sick comment, but Shannon, I don't think we're going to get them centre-backs at least anytime soon. But now, thank you for watching this video, people. Up the Reds, and I will see you all later.